back. It's Friday the 30th of November, and as you can probably tell, it's another Friday. So yeah, it's been a good week. It's actually snowed last night, so it was interesting to wake up to 2 centimetres of snow this morning. So yeah, it must be winter. But yeah, no, I'm still okay. I hope all is well with you. I hope it's been a good week for you. So this week, what have we been doing? Well, let's think. Last Friday, like I said, it was Holly's birthday. I was in Marseille, obviously. Like I said, I'll be back in Marseille this weekend as well, because my parents are coming next week. So, I mean, we just hung about. We did one or two things in Marseille for her birthday. She said she enjoyed it, and if you're a friend of hers on Facebook, you would have seen some of the messages she got from people all over the world, and indeed her thank you note. So, on behalf of Holly, if you're a friend of hers and you sent her a message, thanks very much. And yes, she did have a good birthday, I gather. I was told. But yes, anyway, so that weekend as well, we, we just did one or two little things around Marseille. Went to see one or two little things in the, in certain areas. Went shopping for a bit, and on the Sunday then we did some lesson planning, and we went to see the Marseille game. In Vieux-Port, we watched the game on TV against, I forget who now, but we watched the game with Marseille winning 1-0. I think it was Lille. It was Lille, wasn't it? Yes. We watched Marseille-Lille game where it was 1-0 Lyon. 1-0 to Marseille. So that was good. Back here Monday. Unfortunately, my class Monday was cancelled, so I had 2 hours of class. A lot of cancellations this week in terms of classes, or indeed some have been moved around because teachers have... some of the students have got different things because of the different levels of baccalaureate they're doing. Certain groups of students were away doing little trips and what have you. So Monday, Tuesday I ended up doing 5 hours of classes instead of about 7. So it didn't bother me. I made up one of the hours as well, so it should have technically been 4, but yeah, and I took my first class by themselves. I had 18 in the class, which technically is outside of my contract, but it was a one-time thing, and it was fine. And since then, I found classes to be relatively easier when you have 18 kids in the class who are 16, and it's 5 till 6 in the evening on a Tuesday. Then they are a little bit restless, but got to be firm and come out of it the other side having had a good time. So yeah, that was interesting. And an experience, to say the least. Report feedback on that was excellent as well. Another assessment Tuesday as well, excuse me, on my lesson planning, and indeed the style in which I teach at the Lycée Professionnel, which is a little bit like college for those in the United Kingdom. It's a little different to doing sixth form, where you go secondary school, sixth form. Lycée Professionnel is a bit more like college in the UK, where it's slightly more practical courses. So you have to be a lot more practical with your lesson plans. It's not so much a lecture, per se, as interact with me as much as possible to learn as much as you can in the hour sort of class, which is what they do in the Lycée Professionnel. So I was sort of assessed again on that, and, it's progress again on the one I had 2 weeks ago, and indeed that's progress since I've begun, which has been, 2.5 months ago now. But yeah, I generally do feel very settled here, and everything seems very good. So generally, it's a general thumbs up really from me. Wednesday we had one class, and I was just correcting 4 kids on their English, more grammatical structure more than anything, being a little bit pedantic with their things, split hairs as much as possible, sort of thing, to get their English up to scratch for an exam. And yesterday we talked about the 60s. Thursday we talked about stereotypes of the 1960s, what happened in the world in the 1960s in the United States and in the United Kingdom. So that was fun. We had to talk about a whole range of things, including politics and social policies such as music and things like that. So that was interesting. Today we've got 2 classes. We're going to be talking about the euro again. Was France better off staying with the franc than switching to the euro? And we're going to talk about sport with a second class again. And then back in Marseille this weekend, because like I said, we're going to be doubling up on weekends now, so I'm going to go to Marseille this weekend, and then Holly will be here for next weekend, where my parents are here, and the weekend after, which will be the final weekend before we go to Seattle for Christmas and indeed New Year. But yeah, not really much else to say on that one. Next week, like I said, just classes. My parents will be arriving in France, in Nice, on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, which is about 165 kilometres away from here, so by the time they get, they'll come up then Friday morning. Next Friday they'll be in Dean to meet myself and Holly for the first time, and myself for the first time since I've been in France, so rather excited about that. This weekend I'm going to Aix on Sunday for all the Christmas markets, so that will be interesting to see exactly what happens in a Christmas market in France. I've seen a few in Germany and a few in the Netherlands, but never really in France, especially in this area of France where it seems to be very self-sufficient still in the way that they do things. If you look at Provence online, Marseille, Nice, Toulon, Gap and Dean and Avignon, the sort of areas that make up those ones, you'll find that they're very self-sufficient in the way that they cook, and it's very basic but very nice food as well. So that's going to be excellent. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next week, like I said, classes. This weekend, just Aix and lesson plans and a little bit of sightseeing, a little bit of tourism, despite the fact it's technically December. Still going to be a tourist in Marseille for a weekend. But yeah, it's good. Hope all is well for you. Hope you're not too cold or too wet if you're in the UK at least. But I hope you're enjoying yourself. That should be all for this week. Have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Goodbye.